Hey, this is Ludwig for Joystiq. We're here with Assassin's Creed 3 and Phil B, whose last name is a little difficult to pronounce.
So my name is Philip Bergeron, Mission Director on AC3.
So what exactly does the mission director do? Like, how does the story and mission design combine in this game?
So basically the role of Mission Director, how it works for AC is I sit down with the story writer and he crafts the narrative aspect, and I need to make sure that it's fun to actually play.
Do you guys fight a lot?
We do, but we've been working for a long time now, so we hug it out.
Are there any tower defense missions in this game at any point?
No, we decided that that wasn't flying anymore for AC3, so we removed them.
Was that sort of a very conscious decision to go back to the basics in some ways and sort of, shake off some of those systems that you've accumulated over the last few games?
Yeah, one thing we wanted to make sure of is like AC2, ACR, ACB, we're sort of like an accumulation of the same game over. And when we decided to work on AC3, we had more time and we had the opportunity to go back and say, were these worthwhile features? If they were not being used, how can we remove them while still keeping the fun part of each of these things and integrate them better into our systems?
What do you think is the secret to a good mission in Assassin's Creed 3? Like, is it one that has a lot of player agency? Is it one that's very closely directed?
There are two distinct flavors for an AC3 mission. There are the hyper-narrative ones or hyper-scripted ones, which have like a one singular path that are more about explosions. So it's just like a lot of dynamic things happening at once. So that's the one version. The other one is the free-flow one, where we have multiple paths available to the player, and he can pick and choose how he approaches the given mission.
In my opinion, I think the assassinations have always been sort of the core aspect of the first game, where you sort of had, almost freeform. You were discovering, you were like learning about your target, and the game wasn't very handholdy in any way. Do you feel like that's a balance that's difficult to strike in this latest game?
I find it easier because we have more time now to do these things, so we have more time to integrate the targets in the main story, so you spend more time seeing and discovering each of the guys. So it gives us more flexibility on the actual mission objectives and not have just pure kills. You do have like getting to know your target, but within more interesting contexts.
Do you feel like there's almost a compromise between the people who want to play this game in a really hardcore fashion? They turn off the HUD, they want to be fully immersed, they don't want any hand-holding, versus people who get frustrated when they're not at least pushed into the right direction?
No, this one, like what we try to do is bring everything more into the 3D element, the 3D HUD, so that the game in and of itself communicates more, and you spend less time looking at the little details of the minimap. So we try to make that experience a little more seamless for both categories of players.
If there's one feature that you think is completely iconic to this particular game, Assassin's Creed 3, what would it be?
I would say the frontier, so the ability to run around in an organic environment with chaotic surfaces, running up trees, climbing cliffs. That will have a really fresh experience to the game, which we never had before.